Hi gals, so I hope this message kind of finds you all well. You've probably all been anxiously kind of awaiting my little how-to video on the new spring summer colors that I released, all of your little surprises that you received in the mail. So I'm going to do a quick kind of just run through of each product, and then I'm going to actually do the makeup on my face for you to all kind of see. So in your box you would have received the newest face kit, which is so fun and colorful. And my kind of concept behind this one is you have two different looks. So these are both blushes right here. I always apply this one first, and then this is kind of my little pop of pink, but it's actually more of a coral kind of color that's gonna go right on your cheek just to kind of brighten it. These two colors complement each other, and then these two colors complement each other. So I rarely combine any of these colors as far as all four of them. You really have two totally separate looks in this face kit. So that's a little bit on how you're gonna wear it. In there, you will also find two great lip colors. One that obviously had a bit more color to it, Velvet Crush. That's gonna be that really pretty kind of pink with a little bit of a blue undertone to it. And then you have Oyster, which is just that like perfect everyday go-to natural lip color. You received the Flesh Lip Liner, which is just that easy, exactly what it says, flesh tone lip liner that you could wear just about any day and kind of blend with lots of different colors. And your full-size little pink lip gloss that actually looks very pink and very vibrant in this tube, but actually when you put it on, it's just very light and very subtle, so it's absolutely beautiful on. I love the combination of this Flesh Lip Liner with this lip gloss. But don't be afraid to take a little bit of this lip gloss and blend it along with your lipsticks. Just play with it and have fun. And the last thing that you found in your box was a little sampling of that little shimmer powder. And that is actually for your eye. If it is something that you fall in love with, you can purchase a full size of one of these if you wanted. Typically when I wear it, it's kind of all I'll put on my eye, and I like to use a very nice big fluffy brush just like this one. And so I will just tap right into it, tap then there, and dust it across my eye. So it just gives a really pretty finish. You can use this on top of other colors too, just kind of play around with it. It may tone down other colors, but that's the purpose of that little shimmer powder. So, all right, let's get started on actually how to use it. So I have a little bit of foundation on, but I would just want to run through quickly how I apply it. I use my fabulous new brush, which is new to some of you. I've actually probably had it about a year. And I take it, I tap into my foundation, and then I just, with a circular motion, right like that, I blend across my face. Takes very, very small amount of it, and that's it. Super simple. Great blending tool. It's absolutely wonderful and just so easy to use. So if this is something you're missing out on, let me know because I can mail you one out. It's an easy, perfect way to apply your foundation. Next, I have iFix, which I'm gonna take that and I'm gonna go across my eyelid, the entire thing. I had a little bit of iFix on already, so I'm not gonna apply too much of it. But when I'm typically applying it, I give my eyelid a good amount of it. All the way up to my brows and all the way down to my lashes. Right like that. Then I am going to apply a little bit of my concealer. Concealer is gonna go under my eye, right like that. And if you noticed, I blend it out real well, just like that. When I'm doing my makeup, I'm not so concerned with keeping it just right in a little area. I really take my hand and blend nice and well with it. So it's also gonna go around my nose. That acts as a highlighter, but also conceals a little bit of red blemishes. I'm gonna make funny faces through this whole video. All right, right like that. So my face is pretty much prepped and primed now with my foundation, iFix, and my concealer. I then would do my brows. I have my brows done. Oh, and that brings me to it. Yes, you all received a little mini brow gel. in your seasonal surprises. So that's what that was. So after you have your brows brushed into place, I added a little bit of color to mine with my taupe brow powder. Then you're gonna take that little clear brow gel and you're just gonna lightly brush them. And that'll keep them set and kind of that pretty finished look all day long. So that was your other little product and your little surprise. I forgot about that. All right, so now let's get to color. Fun. I'm gonna use my kit that looks a mess because I've been using it for quite some time. But we're gonna take my nice big first brush. I call this my wash brush because I think of it as a wash of color across your entire eyelid. And remember, you can purchase all of these brushes from me. So if there's one that I'm talking about in here that you don't have, just let me know and I'll mail it out. All right, so I'm gonna go into this. I'm gonna do these, just the very basic colors. We'll do a video another day with the brighter colors. So right here, I'm using the head of the brush. I'm gonna place it directly on my eye, right like this, and just dust across. Super simple. And that's just setting that eye fix, right like that. So easy. I am gonna point out that some days, this top color right here, I will use it just kind of as a real simple all over color. It pulls up a little bit of that blue hue to it, but it's a really light white kind of wash across your eye. So you could wear just it if you were wanting to. All right, the next thing that we need is, I actually needed a little water. Let me run and get water because we have to apply you know me and my wet dry eyeshadow brush. Always apply that second color wet. So if you haven't been doing it, get in the habit. It will change the way your makeup looks, the way it stays, everything. So the next brush I'm using is what I call my wet dry brush. It's just this great little synthetic hair brush. I actually get it nice and wet. I use the bottom of my sink when I'm in my bathroom doing it. Good and wet, like smush it down in the bottom of your sink into water, and then you're gonna tap it off on a towel. You don't want the water dripping off of it, but you definitely want the hairs of the brush to be wet. All right, now I'm gonna go into this bottom color. I'm gonna coat both sides of my brush. I'm gonna start at my lashes, and I'm just gonna blend back and forth. And when I'm doing my makeup, guys, I mean, I'm not aggressive or abrasive when I'm doing it, but I am definitely pushing against my eye. Like, I notice that some people are very afraid and very timid and they barely touch their eye. Give it some muscle behind it, I guess. I guess I could call it. All right, now I'm gonna do my other eye. Again, start at your lashes, get kind of the corner, and just back and forth, right like that. And I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna blend under my eye a little bit, right like that, right along the lash lines. So at this point, I may feel like over on this eye, I feel like it's all out in the corner. Here too, I'm gonna go back to this very first brush that I used, and I'm gonna use it to soften those areas. And I blend back and forth, and look, that little edge is softened and is now all of a sudden gone. Right like that. So I have the color on my eyelid. All right, now I am going to do my eyeliners. Two of my favorites to wear with this kit is Storm, which is gonna be new for a lot of you. It's a little bit lighter than Ninja, so it's not as dark and as harsh as Ninja. And it's not vibrant and blue like Shiver, but Storm is kind of a real pretty gray tone. So it's kind of my favorite spring little color. And I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna line my waterline. Right like that. And again on this side, and then I'm gonna do my top waterline. Right, like that. So now, right now, all I have is my waterline done. And I have a lot of clients that just line their waterline. That's all they like to do. And then they put their mascara on from there. I'm gonna take it and I'm then gonna line along the top of my lashes. And again, this doesn't have to be perfect because we are gonna then go back with a shadow and blend it out. I'm basically just wanting to get that depth and that definition there. Right, like that. Excuse me. All right. So now my second favorite color to wear with this face kit is Cleopatra. This is a color that I've had since the beginning of Papa Pink. I absolutely love it along my bottom lashes, right there. So it's Storm on my water line, which is above my lashes, and Cleopatra along the bottom. All right, so now we're gonna go back to my wet dry brush and we're gonna soften and blend out this eyeshadow. Excuse me. When I get to talking, I get a tickle. All right, so my wet dry brush, I wet it, of course. And then I'm gonna use the tip of it in whatever darkest color I'm using on my eye. So today I used these two, so I'm gonna use that color. If I were using these two, then I would blend it out with that one. But I'm gonna take it, and I'm basically just gonna blend right across that eyeliner. And then I'm gonna take it, and I'm gonna blend across that gold on the bottom, right like that. All right, I'm gonna do the same thing on the other eye. I have a new videographer today, my daughter, and she keeps zooming in with the phone. It's kind of funny. I see the camera coming at me every once in a while. All right. So right like that. And if you'll notice what that does is it just kind of softens out that eyeliner really well. All right, so, excuse me. I need to bring water when I'm doing these. Okay, so we have our eyes basically done. If you need to clean up at all with a little concealer, feel free to do so at this time. But otherwise, I feel like I'm pretty good. Now, you'll notice if you're one who's been kind of collecting my face kits, that this one doesn't have the highlighter in it that I usually put in it to dust underneath your eye. I just felt like, well, you probably already have a highlighter in one of your other kits that you can pull out. And in this kit, I wanted that depth from that darker color and then that pop of color to add on our cheeks. So you don't have your highlighter for under your eye this time. So what are you gonna do? You are going to use either your highlighter from one of your other kits and you're gonna dust it under your eye, or if you have chosen to start wearing my waterproof setting powder, which is absolutely amazing, then you can just use it. So take your nice big brush like this and dust over your concealer underneath your eye. And what that does is it sets your concealer so that it stays really well all day long. For some people, like I've said, it'll also keep mascara from ending up down there. Not for everyone, but for some that does. All right, so now I'm gonna take my nice big powder brush and I'm gonna use this setting powder. I'm gonna set my foundation. I can't say enough good things about this powder. It is absolutely wonderful. It is lightweight. It is not gonna give you coverage. So if you're used to a powder that has a lot of pigment to it that actually conceals and gives coverage to your face, that's not what this powder is. It gives a very pretty finish, so it may look like it evens you out, but it also helps everything kind of set and it stays really, really well all day long. So that's powder. All right, let's get some mascara on here. I typically do 2 coats. Oh. There is a big My videographer's giggling at me now. All right, I'll give my top ones a little bit more. And then we can move on. All right, the next thing we're going to do is we are going to give us some depth and some definition with the contour kit. At this point, you could use the contour kit or you could use your bronzer, whichever you choose. I happen to like the contour kit just because it's a little bit different of brown tones in it. So I use my contour brush and I'm gonna go into these bottom 3 colors, mix them together because I'm a mixer, and then I'm gonna go right under my cheekbone, right there. Pick up a little bit more color. I'm gonna do the same on this side. And then I'm gonna go up and across my forehead. And what this is doing is, I like to call it, it's kind of like bringing life back into your face so that you don't look all one color or even all over. It is that one thing that kind of sets your makeup apart from someone else's. There's a multitude of things that does that, but this is one of them. It's a simple, easy step that will dramatically change the way your makeup looks. So, right here under the jawline, not the jawline, the cheek line, up across your forehead, and then across your jawline and down your neck. So, that's it, super simple. And again, contour kit or bronzer, whichever you prefer. So, let's do lips now, because lips always come before cheek, because the amount of lip that we put on actually gauges the amount of cheek that's gonna go on our cheeks. All right, and let's use Velvet Crush. Oyster, I'm sure all of you, it's just a super simple, easy, throw on and go color. So let's do Velvet Crush to give a little bit more of a pop on my lip today. So I'm gonna take Flesh and Line. And on it again, this is just a super light, easy color. Right like that. It blends perfectly with Oyster. With Velvet Crush, I may take a brighter tone lip liner that I have in my lipstick drawer and add something to it. So we'll see though. So there it is. There's Velvet Crush, that really pretty just pop of pink. So for instance, let me show you. Roseberry would be great. Sugar and Spice was actually a color that if you've been doing my surprises for a while, you would have gotten in one of your other kits. Roseberry is just a really pretty kind of pinky color. So I'm gonna add a little Roseberry kind of to the edge to define it and finish it off. All right, there's my pink lip. Okay, so now to bring color back into your face. Sometimes you'll look at this point and you'll think, well, I don't know. I don't know that I love it. There's something missing. Well, that key thing that pulls everything together on your face is honestly your blush. So I'm gonna take my blush brush. I'm gonna use the bottom color first. And I'm gonna dust it right along there. I love this blush color. It just brings warmth, the depth, everything to your cheeks. I may add a little bit up there. Right, like that. That just like finishes and pulls it all together. Then I'm going to take this pop of color right here, this great coral, and I'm going to use it right on my cheekbone, right there. And that pulls the entire look kind of together. So that is it, super simple. Obviously with Oyster on your lip, which is the lighter color, you're gonna have a completely different look to your face, much lighter. I do have to say, typically when I am wearing these two blue colors right here, which actually kind of have a little bit of a teal green undertone, I always wear Oyster. Kind of a rule of thumb is if you're wearing a bolder, darker eye, which those aren't necessarily darker, but just more dramatic, more color, then you're gonna go a little bit more subtle on your lip. So if you're wearing these colors, I would definitely go with Oyster on your lip. Other than that, I think that's kind of it. I'm actually gonna take this time while I'm home for the next couple of weeks and try to shoot some more videos and shoot some how-to videos on just my brushes, kind of going through each brush and how I use it and what I use it for, because I feel like those are so essential that we all need the proper tools in order to do everything properly. So be on the lookout for those. I hope you don't get tired of me. I may be an overachiever thinking I'm gonna make all these videos, but I know they're ones that people have kind of requested and wanted me to do. So I'm hoping now's the time to kind of be able to do that. So send me your feedback. Let me know if there's something special you want me to do a video on, and stay in touch. Thanks a bunch.